Welcome to my channel. My name is London, and today we're going to be trying out the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I do have the Ultra HD Foundation, and I read somewhere that it's been 7 years since they came out with this foundation, which is ridiculous. But according to all of the claims with this foundation, I feel like I'm going to like it. Let's hope so. I did do a video review on the BBB cream by One Size, and I wasn't the biggest fan on that one, so I'm hoping that I do like this one. I will have it linked down below for you guys, but this is supposed to be a 24-hour wear, medium to full coverage, but it's also supposed to look like skin. Also, this kind of confused me. There aren't a lot of good shades for, I feel like, paler people. So, for example, this one is Y225, if you guys are familiar with the Ultra HD shade range. And on the bottom, this one is YN00, but in tiny little parentheses, it says Y205, which I'm feeling like it might match me. I wish it had a shade that was a little bit more yellowy. This one is a little bit too dark for me right now, but there isn't like a good shade in between these that isn't kind of pinky toned. So I already primed my skin, so let's try this out. I have a beauty blender today. It also says that this is supposed to look like skin, like any kind of lighting, and it's supposed to move with the skin. I'm not really sure what that means, but and it is supposed to be like waterproof, sweatproof, all of that good stuff. But I mean, it is so cold outside, there's no way that I could try out the waterproof claim to it. So far we're looking good. I do feel like I'm gonna have to definitely bronze with this foundation. It seems to be doing okay so far. I don't have any contacts in, so I actually ran out of my contacts, so I'm having to like just kind of be blurry from a distance. Y'all, am I just not a big fan of all these foundations coming out? So this one definitely looks better than the One Size foundation did. I don't really know. I think it's just the color because it's so pale. I'm not really too fond of it. What do you think? I mean, I definitely need a more neutral yellowy tone foundation. I do feel like it does look like skin. Like if I could find a shade that would be a little bit more my skin tone, I feel like I would like it a little bit more. I'm gonna try a brush, my normal brush. This is a Sephora Pro Sephora 99 brush, which is actually a blush brush, but I like it for foundation, which I don't even know if they sell this brush anymore either. It does seem to be having the same amount of coverage with a brush compared to the sponge. They look like pretty much the same. So with a brush, it is going into my pores. So I'm not a fan of the brush. Let me show you guys. It is slightly going into my pores with the brush side, but it didn't do that on the sponge side. I don't know. It could be just me. I'm like kind of disappointed. I'm not really blown away by this foundation. I'm just gonna finish it off with a sponge because that's just the way I like it. All right, another zoom in for you guys. So I definitely do not like the brush side because I do feel like it kind of clung on to some dry spots. This is like a very skin-like finish, and it does dry down and it doesn't feel sticky or anything like that. It's a very average foundation, I feel like. Y'all let me know. I just don't really know how to feel about this foundation, really. Like, it's not bad by any means, but it's not blowing me away. It's just kind of like, okay. Like, I feel like I like this one more than I like the HD Skin. This is a little bit too matte for my liking. So I'm gonna just put a little concealer on, but yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this at all. I'll probably just wear it throughout the day to see how I like it. But it does say that this foundation is more for a combination oilier skin type. So since my skin is more on the drier side and we are in winter, so my skin is drier, it probably could be just that. and maybe for the summer I would like this foundation a little bit more, and I'd be a bit darker, so the foundation could match a little bit better. I am not going to set my face with powder because I am gonna test it out and see if my natural oils are gonna come through and maybe help with some of the matteness and some of the kind of dry spots that it's been picking up on my brush side. Ooh, but upon checking my face out, it is kind of creasing in my forehead lines, and it is starting to settle into my smile line. So I don't really know what the heck they meant by like the foundation moves with your skin. I don't know. It is a lightweight foundation though. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything super heavy. I'm gonna test out this area right here where I have a little bit more redness, and I'm just gonna see if it is a little bit more buildable. I'm just gonna go back in with a beauty blender. I don't really, okay, well, okay, yeah, I guess it is buildable. I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup and I'll show you guys the finished look before we get into the wear test. All right, it's almost 4 o'clock, and I know I said I was gonna come and check back in when I was done doing my makeup, but after finishing my makeup, I didn't really know how I felt about this foundation, and I still don't really know how I feel about this foundation. I know one thing that I don't like it. I don't hate it. It's not the worst foundation that I've ever tried, but it just makes me feel kind of weird. I don't know if it's a shade or what it is about this foundation that makes me just feel not so myself. I was even telling my fiance, I was like, this foundation makes me feel like when you had clothes on that just don't fit your personality, and it just feels like weird to have it on. Like, I don't know what it is about this foundation. I don't know, it's really strange. Like, I really just want to take it off and put on like a dewy light coverage foundation. I have foundations I like that are this coverage, but for some reason, like, I don't know if it's my attitude today or what the heck it is. I don't understand, but I would really like to give this another go in a different shade, more so in the summertime where it's a little bit hotter and humid outside. And since it does have like the waterproof and sweatproof claims, I do feel like for my skin type right now, since it's literally like 24 degrees outside and everything's covered in ice, that my skin is just like not in the mood for this foundation, and it does seem more like a summery type of foundation for my skin personally. I do want to give you guys a nice little zoom in. It did kind of lift up with my blush. I did use a cream blush. It didn't really lift up on this side, but for whatever reason, like right here, I don't know if it was the concealer with the foundation. I don't know, but other than that, like, it's not the worst foundation. It looks pretty decent on my face. It just, I don't know what it is about it that I'm just like, meh. I don't know. But definitely let me know if you guys have tried this foundation. Let me know what you think. I hate being a negative Nancy because I feel like this is like the 3rd video in a row that I've put up that I've been excited to try something out, and it hasn't really worked out for me. Like the One Size foundation, I really wanted this to work out for me, and that one didn't. I still need to give it another chance. I literally tried it out like yesterday or the day before, and this one, I'm just kind of whatever. And then the skincare routine, I have like mixed feelings about, so I don't really know what the heck is going on, but I do have other things I am liking right now. I don't know what it is. Every YouTube video that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a YouTube video over this, I'm just like, well, I didn't really like that. So I guess it's good to have some like mixed reviews of things that are good and bad, but I'm sorry that I don't like this. But I don't know, I would definitely give it a try again one day. But I think that is my full review. I don't hate this foundation, though I am definitely going to be returning it based on the shade, because this is way too pale. Let me know if you're the same way, but I would much rather have foundation that's a little bit too dark than a little bit too light. Is it just me? Am I the only one? let me know. But that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.